Hey, good morning. Good Saturday morning. Beautiful morning outside. Clear. Muggy, which you would expect here for mid-July, early to mid-July. But it is summertime, and just in the first stages of summer, and it sure feels like it outside. I always check it. You really don't have to look at the forecast, do you?
No.
Hot, humid,
Yeah.
all the H's you can think of, hazy, and there's going to be a chance of a thunderstorm.
But you don't have the summertime blues
No,
yet, right?
no. I had them when it.
Ain't no cure for the summertime
No,
blues.
well, there is.
Fall.
A cool fall would be a cure for the summertime blues. But yeah, I understand what you're saying. We got to fight through it, right? Got at least 3 months.
Yeah.
We were fortunate in June. We kept talking about it. We knew
June was unseasonably cool.
Yes, and now the humidity is with us
Yep.
for a while. Usually get maybe,
Thick and heavy.
I'm gonna say, from this point on to October, you might get 3 days that the humidity is bearable.
Maybe.
You know, the rest of the time it's a sweaty mess, right? Basically, what it is. You know, I've had people say, "I'm getting where I like cold weather better than hot," and I don't agree with them yet. I mean, I like hot weather better than cold. As you get older, I think people do, but I like to. My example is always when you walk to the mailbox and when you get back, you feel like you got to take a shower. That's too much.
It's too humid.
I don't hit you in the winter.
No.
You can wrap up for those.
That's right.
That minute you're out there. But oh man, a lot to talk about this morning. Some of the things you guys. You already got a culture question of the morning. If you go into a restaurant and it's crowded, because this was just mentioned before we went on the air this morning, what is your timeline that you will just go out, leave, and go somewhere else? What is the amount of time?
I will not stay more than an hour.
More than an hour?
That's about it.
So
About an hour.
So if they tell you 90 minutes, you're going to go. If they tell you
Yes.
an hour and 15 minutes, hardly ever are they going to tell you
If
100,
I can find
100
something
minutes.
else to do, I guess, maybe I shouldn't mention.
Does it matter how far you've driven to get to that place? Does that play
That
in?
would filter in.
It would have to, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Or it would matter how quick you can be somewhere else.
Yeah. And then you're going to have to wait there, too. You just don't know how long. You're assuming you won't have to wait as long.
Sounds like the start of a bad evening.
As your first choice of the day. And what brought this up, Brett and Landy, they were discussing breakfast, and Brett brought up a place that's a 2-hour wait, and that's for breakfast?
Well,
Yeah, we won't name it, but Brett said a 2-hour wait
Yeah.
for breakfast.
no, yeah.
I'm not doing that.
No,
I'm not doing
not
that.
breakfast.
Yeah. I don't even know if I'd do that at Daniel Boone Inn. And
Which you love.
I do, but 2-hour wait.
When you were up there recently,
A lot
I
of
guess
things you could do.
You went to full Monty, right?
Oh, yeah.
Lunch, the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yep.
Do they still do
and ate lunch too.
Yeah, yeah. Did they still do the ham biscuits?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yep. The only food that you can't get the refill on,
No.
right, Brett? That's the only thing they don't bring you
I don't know.
extras of, and I understand that. It's people would,
They probably hoard them up, and
Well, you know what happens? Most people, I think, anyway, the majority of those ham biscuits go in a Ziploc bag that you bring along
that's
to go
what
home.
I'm saying.
Yeah. So that would get abused for sure.
Yeah.
So you understand why they don't do that. It's the things that you eat while you're there that you have to eat while you're there. I don't see anybody putting any mashed potatoes
No.
in their pocket, unless it's Kramer, right? I think Kramer's put some food in his pocket. Somebody on there, maybe it was Newman or George, I don't remember, but somebody's put food in the pockets before.
Or they're not going to put any country style steak in there, probably with the gravy.
So how long? Anybody want to tell me? Is an hour pretty standard? You'd think.
30 minutes for me.
30 minutes.
30
for Lanny?
minutes for Lanny.
That's just yeah. The only thing about the 30-minute thing is, and I agree with you. I'd like to be seated in 30 minutes, but the only thing is, by the time you do go somewhere else, you've burned another,
Yeah.
so much time. Then you might get in line again, or you might just give it up and go through.
I just try to avoid those places.
Go to the
Pick a place you can make a reservation,
right.
or pick a place that's not crowded.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't go to Texas Roadhouse on a Friday night and expect to be seated in less than 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And
Tell you what do you do?
That's a
They-
constant.
Somewhere like that's
Revolving.
not
fill
worth,
up. You
it's
fill
not
up
worth
on the
waiting an
peanuts
hour.
in the lobby if you go to Texas Roadhouse.
Yep. Yeah, have a beverage or two, or
Yeah.
in the
I would
2-hour
go to
wait.
I would.
The
have
2-hour
a
wait till
beverage.
you'd have too many, and it would
There's
could double your bill as well.
There's a steakhouse on 150 on the way to the lake that I don't think they take reservations, but every time I go by there,
Waiting
they're
outside.
out the door.
Yep, waiting outside. Yep, I'm familiar with that place, as most of our listeners are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, some places
well.
like that, you just got to know. You
Yeah.
plan ahead.
Plan
I mean,
ahead.
you know you're going to be. You know you're going to be waiting.
You may have time to read Moby Dick while you're, waiting there.
Oh,
Surely
That's
you can
good.
find something better to do than that.
yeah, better than read Moby Dick.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, that one stunned me. 76-68. I'm looking here at Wimbiana making his debut last night. You guys,
I called him on the highlights.
did you?
Yeah.
On the highlights. Brett, you watch?
I watched the first quarter.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, a modest 9 points in his debut. How different is this NBA Summer League compared to? Is there different rules than there are in an NBA game? Are there? Is my first question is
They're playing 10-minute quarters.
okay? So they don't play as long.
Yeah,
I was going to ask you why the score's so
Yeah.
low.
yeah,
in
me
these.
too. I was going to ask that.
So they don't play as long. 10 minutes instead of 12
Yeah.
is the norm. Wonder why.
I don't know. Just I guess because they're playing multiple games at one site.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Okay,
That's
I didn't realize that.
Why they cut it down so the games don't all last 2.5 or 3 hours. I don't know what other differences there are, but yeah, I can't get into the summer league thing. I mean,
Victor
No.
Wembanyama excites the summer league debut. You got an emergency. You got what you've got's an Amber Alert. 'Cause I
Amber
just got
Alert.
it too.
yeah,
Yeah, me too.
Wembanyama debuting in the summer league. Now he's supposed to be the next phenom in the NBA.
and he was playing against Brandon Miller, who was the number 2
Mm-hmm.
pick.
Okay.
Charlotte.
Sellout crowd in Vegas. 18,000, maybe 17,000.
Which one of those two you think will have the better rookie year?
Well, I would hope Wembanyama, as much hype as he's got. I mean, a lot of the experts think he's going to make an immediate impact. I don't think he's going to score 25 a game, but, you know.
Well, and the only thing it shows you is only thing I see. I don't know his other numbers, rebounds or anything like that. I don't know how well he passes the ball. Is he going to dish out some assists?
I
each
saw
game?
him make
I don't
one
know.
great assist
Did you?
coming down on the break, to a guy in
Handling the ball?
handling
Dribbling?
the
Yeah,
ball.
yeah,
Okay.
he can handle. He's a good passer.
Okay.
I saw him block a shot in
gonna-
the backcourt. Guy trying to shoot a three, blocked that.
He's
and then
going to
went the
block
other way.
shots and alter shots. He'll be really good on defense. I don't.
Well, see, here's the thing. Going in, he's already everybody's pick to write in for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah,
You know?
Yeah.
And so it's got to be proven otherwise. I mean, if, and I don't know how important that is to these other stars that come in the league. I mean, of course, they would like the honor
yeah.
of winning Rookie of the Year, but now it's already his right now, because he was such a big gap between him and the number 2 pick.
Now, Miller had a pretty good game, 16 points, 10 boards. That's not bad.
Yeah.
3 steals.
Yeah. How are these? I don't even know, Brett. You'll have to tell me. Is this the Spurs team playing?
It's
Yeah.
a bunch of guys that aren't going to make the Spurs team.
Is that what it
but
is?
yeah,
Yeah.
But they belong to the Spurs.
yeah.
At this time.
for now, yeah.
Okay. And it's all no veterans at all. No second-year players.
There are second-year
Are there?
players. Yeah, I don't know if
Guys
they're
that'll be
third.
going
I don't
into
know
their
what.
second year.
I don't know what like qualifications you have to meet. I mean, it's mostly first and second-year players, and then it's undrafted free agents. Like the teams will sign players to the summer league team,
Yeah.
and then those players are basically trying out and
Yeah, most of them don't.
and maybe if they don't make that team, but somebody else might
yeah.
might
So it
pick them
helps
up.
you
It's just an audition, really,
Yeah.
for a
How
lot
many,
of guys.
how many
It's-
teams are there now? Is it 30?
I think 30.
Well, but why is ESPN showing it? Well, because it's a dead zone. It's a dead period.
It is a dead period, but people, I mean, I know why they're showing that game.
Oh, yeah,
because,
absolutely.
You know, people are going to tune
Oh,
in.
he's every game he's in.
If it would have been going on, I don't know how late it was. I'm guessing it was after we got
late.
home from Legion
Yeah, it
baseball.
was.
It was over already by the time we got home, especially last night with extra
Well, it was the
innings.
second game that they showed, so it might have
Okay.
started at 9,
Okay,
9:30.
and ends at 11, or well, in,
Yeah,
in that
11 or
case,
11:30.
Yeah. But I didn't know it was on. I might have flipped
But
over.
the previous game
over there
ended
to
on
see.
a buzzer beater, and I only saw. Only
Really?
reason I even had it on was because I was waiting for the Spurs to start.
Who was the game before that? Do you remember?
Well, Houston beat. Was it Portland? Houston beat somebody on a buzzer beater, and it was Jabari Smith, who was the top pick last year. He wasn't the top pick, but he was a top 3 pick last year. But he's the one that won the game. He's a big guy out of Auburn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was, I can't remember the order, but it was Paolo Banchero and then either Jabari Smith or Chet Holmgren. I can't remember who was 2 and who was 3. But
Chet Holmgren, I love that name.
He's,
I just think of a Western guy,
and
a guy
yeah.
about to pull a gun.
and he had to
Chet
miss,
Holmgren.
and he had to miss his whole.
So
first
he's
year.
really
So
made.
he's a
really
rookie.
Yeah.
He didn't even get to play in the summer league last year.
Oh,
He
really?
missed everything. He got hurt in a pro-am. Actually playing against LeBron in a pro-am.
What was the deal? They
thing,
said
and-
he's added 15 pounds of muscle, but you look at his frame. Where's that? And I don't see it. So
What, stretched out over
Yeah.
7 feet or however tall
Well,
he
one
is,
thing
so.
they're pretty sure about it wasn't fat.
it wasn't fat.
Yeah,
So if he gained it,
he definitely didn't add any fat.
It had to be muscle where he's wearing a big heavy chain around his
Yeah.
neck. One or the other. Ned says guys are getting paid to play basketball versus having to go to work. Yeah, and do that as long as you can. That's what I say, whether
Yeah.
it's basketball, football, baseball, because most obviously these guys that get there will that make it to the league. They'll probably never have to work unless they choose to
Right.
later in their life. Lenny says he will wait no more than an hour on getting a table at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Definitely not for breakfast.
No,
Would
not
probably
breakfast.
just skip breakfast. Yeah, no more than I eat breakfast. I would do the same thing. I would just if I go to a restaurant place and there's a line that's outside, my car won't come
Yeah.
off. I'll just keep cruising.
And I don't even like eating breakfast, so
Yeah.
at that point, I'm just waiting for lunch.
I like breakfast, but that would stretch me. No, not.
Yeah, breakfast is something you don't want to have to wait too long if you
No.
want it.
I'm just
Mo-
run
most
through
of
the,
I'll just
run
drink
through
it.
the Hardee's drive-through and
There you go.
be done with it.
Yeah.
Biscuitville.
Yep, and that's all right. Plug them both. Those lines can
Is
sometimes
is
be.
Biscuitville ever open? And when I go through
Well, you're
that
all
area.
by the time you wake up, Mike, they're closed.
Okay.
Was it 7 to 2?
It's a Biscuitville, so they're not selling too many.
I think it's
after-
7 to 2.
They do. 7 to 2.
It's something to 2.
Okay.
I think they're making it happen though
Are
because
they?
well, every time I go by, and Brett probably visits there more than I do. It's rolling. It's rolling.
Mm-hmm.
They're cranking them, and those people aren't pulling up usually and ordering one biscuit either. You know, they may be feeding the family and taking it back. So, yeah, I like that 1 hour. If you just tuned in, what we're discussing is how long would you wait in line at a restaurant when they told you the time before you just got in the car and said, "Nah, I'll try another date. I'm going to leave." And an hour seems to be the This was brought up because there is a local establishment that serves breakfast, and Brett said it's a 2-hour wait.
But it's new.
It's new.
It is new. Okay.
In
so-
Hickory, yeah.
Yep. So, still,
But the one you mentioned, Lineburgers, is I'm sure where Mike was talking about.
Yeah, that's it.
Lineburgers Cattle Company.
You know, we had made plans to go down there a few months ago, and we went, and we didn't even go in to see how long the wait was.
It was too bad.
We just kept. We pulled in the parking lot. There was nowhere to park, so we went on
Yeah.
down to Big Daddy's, and the wait there was
went
10 minutes.
10 more miles. Big Daddy's.
Did you enjoy Big Daddy's?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was good.
Absolutely.
That's the first time I'd been in more than 20 years.
I haven't been to either one in a long time either. I have been to Big Daddy since I've been to the cattle barn. But I tell you this, it's I've never heard anybody say that it's not one of their favorites. So that, for what it's worth, that's.
I hadn't been to Big Daddy since it was you, me, Carl Henline, Jason.
Yeah, we had a big crowd down there eating oysters.
Yeah.
One night. Yeah, about an hour. Is the story that we're getting here. It is kind of a quiet time in the professional sports, like this summer league stuff. How long does summer league last till they? Because the season starts in October, right?
Couple weeks.
First week of October.
Maybe.
Oh yeah.
3 weeks.
So this
maybe?
don't last but
I
2
don't
to
know.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then,
that's a guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's mid-October.
Well, you don't want too much of it because the more you play, the more risk of injury to somebody you're counting on helping your team. So you don't want to, overdo it. But obviously, I think it does help these folks. Just in the picture I've got on ESPN, I don't know if you guys are looking at it or not. I'm guessing with Wimbiana in the house last night, there wasn't a seat left because in the picture – it's
sold out,
elbow to elbow. Was it
17,500?
And that was where did Brett say? Did you say
Thomas Mack Arena, Vegas?
Vegas. Okay.
Well, this says the
always
Vegas
a crowd in
Vegas Summer League just goes from July 7th to 17th.
7th to the 17th.
Oh, okay.
So 11.
So it's 11 days.
Yep. That's not too long, but it's time for you to see what your guys good at.
And there were 8 games
and see
yesterday.
what he needs to improve on. 8 games yesterday.
Yeah.
In the one arena, or they play at multiples.
I wouldn't think that was all in one gym. I mean, they'd have had to start really early. I don't know.
Yeah, you're probably right. They want everything to be where it can at least be televised with a crowd. So I'm guessing everything starts at the earliest 6 o'clock maybe to get those on.
Yeah, that game with Portland
TV.
and Houston, Scoot Henderson, the number 3 pick for Portland.
Help me with where?
The G League. He didn't go to college.
He did not go to college.
He had 15 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, shot 5 for 13.
So he didn't go to college. Wembanyama played 2 years, just 2 years in France. Didn't he play 2 seasons in France, or have I got that?
Yeah, I'm not sure how many.
I was thinking like I heard 2. And the middle
Well,
guy,
in Europe they can turn pro really early.
can they?
Yeah, I mean age 15 or 16,
Oh, wow.
I think.
Did he do that?
I'm not sure. I don't.
And the Hornets pick was, what's the guy from Alabama's name?
Brandon Miller.
Excuse me.
So he's just a 1 year.
That's what I was going to ask. How long did he stay?
Yeah, 1 year.
He was 1 year.
Jabari Smith had 33 in that game for Houston, including the game winner.
From
Auburn.
That's the one you're talking about.
And he's going to be in his second year, and he's played a full year in the NBA already.
Let's see.
Well, we know, Brett, that the Hornets have locked down LaMelo Ball, right? Big contract.
Yeah. Yep. Was it 4 years?
Yep. Point guard of now and the future.
Has his dad settled down any?
I think so.
I haven't heard a lot out
I don't
of
see
haven't
him
either.
much.
Not in the news, not on the sports that much anymore. I don't even know. The other kid, there's 2 of them playing, right, in the NBA, 2 of his sons?
Yeah,
no?
Lonzo is still with the Bulls, but he's had injury problems, and the latest I saw was his career might be in jeopardy because of his injury. And I don't even remember exactly what it is, what his latest injury was, but yeah, he's really struggled.
The reason I asked is
Staying
because
healthy.
I wonder where Dad resides if he wants to be able to see both of
I'm
those
sure he's
plays.
I'm sure he's in LA.
Still in Los Angeles.
Probably.
Yep.
I doubt he got halfway between Chicago and Charlotte.
That doesn't do you any good. Yeah, I mean,
Now, did he have 3 sons?
if any, yeah.
Yeah, the other one just just wasn't an NBA talent. He's
Ernie, Chip, and
Ernie,
what was it? Robbie.
Robbie.
Is that the three?
The three sons.
The three sons.
My
Brett,
three
Brett don't
sons.
even know what we're talking about there, probably.
No.
no, I don't know.
It goes
them.
way back.
Who played the dad in that?
I don't know. Fred McMurray.
That's right.
I did know that.
Yeah.
But,
My three sons.
Yeah, I can't even hardly tell you anything about that show. It was probably going off the air as I was in my younger years. So, but I do remember it.
I remember Charlie, their I guess he was their housekeeper, right?
Yeah. Their butler.
Butler.
Elbow to elbow says, now we're talking about that NBA game, those folks being in there elbow to elbow. He says that's what we're hoping for tonight at Fraley Field in Cherryville. When Cherryville hosts Game 3, a chance to wrap up their series with Caldwell County as they host Game 3 tonight. Boy, two gut-wrenching games in the first two. Cherryville won 2-1 on Thursday night at home. And then last night, went extra innings, won last night's game 3-2 in 9 innings. A lot of base runners left on the base paths last night, especially for Caldwell. I think Mike come up with 26
combined.
14 and 12. Caldwell left them loaded 3 times.
Yeah, it was
in that game, including the ninth. Right, they had them loaded there in the ninth with a chance to not only tie but win. And phenomenal play by third baseman and first baseman last night to end that game. I'll tell you that right now. That's a slow roller to third. He comes charging in. I swear it looked like he took 5 steps trying to get it out of his glove, and then
that was the
threw
problem.
it in the dirt.
Yeah,
and
getting it out of his glove, and then the throw into the dirt that somehow miraculously almost Joseph Webb comes up with.
I'd like to ask him. I don't know if he had time to react or if he just got not a fortunate bounce that just bounced right up.
I think it was a fortunate son.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, the main thing was he hung on to it.
He hung on to it.
You know, and
what a play!
Cherryville got the win. This game, I know it's 2-0 in the games, but it's been a very close 2-0. Very close 2-0 series. It could have went either way as well. We know Rutherford's up 2 games, though. We'll just give a brief account here. Rutherford's up 2 games to nothing on Queen City after winning again last night. I want to say it was 8-7. I'll look up in a little bit and give you the exact scores.
Queen City, the number 1 seed.
Number 1 seed overall.
Area 4 playoffs.
Yep. And the other one, Shelby was rained out. Cleveland County was rained out, so I think they're playing 2 today. That's what it looks like they're doing. And then the other matchup was Asheville defeating Hickory. And I don't recall the score, but Asheville did win. I think a 1-run game.
So they're
I think
up
3-2.
So they're up
2-0 as well. So teams have to win this series and then one more to advance to the state tournament, which comes up later.
And the next series is 4 out of 7.
It is.
And who's Cherryville?
Their side would be Queen City Rutherford.
Okay.
Yep. Love Gerald Young. He don't want to hear me say this, but Rutherford would be an easier drive for us.
It would be,
and a very much easier drive for the team themselves.
A little hike up 74.
Yep.
To Forest
Don't have to
City.
get into that downtown.
Plus, I like McNair Field. I should be looking ahead.
Yeah.
Well, they're not going to blow a 2-0
isn't
lead to Caldwell.
Well,
oh, wow. It's like, and now, let me tell you what Mike did last
Well, I've got
night.
no investment in it. I can say that.
The game's
It'll
2-0. The game's 2-0 in the 6th inning, bottom of the 6th. And Cherryville got the first guy out, and Mike Powell said, he's retired 8 in a row.
Yep.
Bam. Base hit.
Triple.
Double first.
Yeah.
The double came in, and then they scored a run, and they scored another one in the 7th, and I said.
Well, the few minutes I listened to, Cherryville had runners on first and third and 2 outs, and of course they did the
double steal,
and the Caldwell threw it out in the outfield, and Cherryville got an easy run. And
there was another time they had that
typical.
Opportunity, and they didn't run the double steal. We and Mike were kind of surprised that the second time around when they had first and third. Now they did have their leadoff batter at the plate.
Yeah,
I wonder if that played in.
I think it did.
But
I think they wanted him to get a chance to hit.
Yeah, did not run the double steal. Now my 3 sons has struck a nerve here, not in a good way.
Yeah.
Lenny says Uncle Charlie don't know
Uncle Charlie.
He was their
uncle,
but the boys called him Uncle. Butch says the character of Uncle Charlie on my 3 sons
William Demarest
was Right. William
Just thought of it.
Demarest. Now, here's the best part about Butch's text. William Demarest played Uncle Charlie on My Three Sons. No smart old remarks, please. I would never call you old, Butch.
Yeah, he plays
William
this-
Demarest.
He's kind of
Is
a
it
cranky dude on the
Butch?
show.
Oh, no, you're not talking about. You're talking
No,
about.
I'm
Charlie.
talking about William Demarest's character on the show. Yeah, kind of cranky,
I thought Mike's calling you
Grumpy.
cranky there, Butch. But
a grumpy old man.
Uncle Charlie again, right?
Mhm.
You're still talking about Uncle Charlie.
No, not Butch.
No, absolutely not. He's awakened at it this morning already.
Oh,
So, I'm just sitting here looking. What I start with is a slow time for sports, and baseball. To me, I hate to say it, this used to be my favorite week of the baseball season. Now they've even added a home run derby over the last 25 years maybe, but it's my least favorite because the teams don't go out there trying to win the game, and that takes a little bit away. I think. I think when you get to the late innings and it's close or whatever, and your guys that are on a team that they still give the winner of the game do they still give the winner of the game home field, Brett?
No.
No, they don't do
No,
it.
they
So
got
it don't
rid of that.
matter. There's no reason to
There's
care.
no reason to care.
No reason to care. But when I look back at All-Star history, what's the first thing comes in your mind when you think of All-Star game history, Mike Powell? What's the first thing comes in your mind?
All-Star
Because I know
game
what it is
history.
for me.
The one that ended in a tie?
No,
Trying to think of an iconic moment.
it's Pete Rose plowing over Ray
Oh
Fosse.
yeah, Ray Fosse. That's right.
In the
Ending
All-Star
Ray's
game.
career.
He was
basically.
playing to win.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to see that kind of thing happen,
No.
to anybody. But back then, the competitiveness was so big, they didn't walk out on the field to play anything and not want to win, And
Yep.
Pete Rose exemplified that. He was the man that was going to play hard.
So he plows into Ray Fosse.
He probably played hard in wiffle ball in his backyard.
Oh, yeah.
He
It makes me think of Sean Taylor in the Pro Bowl hitting the punter for the AFC team.
I'd forgot about that. Yeah. I don't know if he was playing to win or playing to knock somebody out at that point, but either way.
Well, it's probably, in their mind, they forget that it's just,
Right.
not an important game. And
Yep. Some of the tackling in those Pro Bowls now leads me to believe might as well wear flags.
Yeah.
There'd
Let's
be
do
more
flag
tackle.
football.
At least be some more tackles made if they were wearing flags. But that one baseball All-Star game does not mean to me. I can take it or leave it. You know what I mean? I will flip on as I'm flipping channels if I'm at home. May even be at a Legion game when it's going on, but still get home before it ends because it's going to last a good
4 hours.
Yeah, it might last 4 hours. Will the rules still be? I'm guessing everything. The rules will still apply on the pitch clock and all that kind of stuff
I would think.
for the All-Star game, right?
I guess. I'm not sure.
And who's the highlight guy in the home run derby? Because the home run derby, to me, I can take it or leave it. I might flip over there one time. One guy I really like, and I think I heard he's in the derby again. I've always liked this guy because of his attitude and his play, and that's Pete Alonso.
Yeah.
And
He's struggling this year.
he is. But he made the. Did he not make the derby? I don't know how
I
they choose.
I think he's in it.
I don't know how they choose. They choose, and then you can accept or decline. And
This says
I think most guys do accept.
so they're seated, and they do it in a bracket format now.
Mm-hmm.
The number one seed is Lewis Robert of the White Sox against Adley Rutschman of the Orioles. That's 1 versus 8.
Mm-hmm.
The 4 and 5 is Adolis Garcia of the Rangers against Randy Rosarina of Tampa.
I'm gonna tell you right now, this is sad. I know those two names. The first two, I don't. The casual fan wouldn't even know who's in this home run derby,
Yeah.
Oh no.
except for maybe Alonso.
Pete Alonso versus Julio Rodriguez.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's number 2 versus number 7. And I guess they're seeded by how many home runs they have right
Probably.
now. And then Mookie Betts against Vladimir Guerrero Jr. That's the marquee matchup, I would guess, in the first round.
Yeah, and I'll bet it's last.
the two biggest names, and that's
it's probably
the 3 versus the 6. And I'm pretty sure this is Mookie's first time hitting in it.
Yeah. And what would you say Mookie weighs? 170, 180?
Yeah, 180.
He's not the biggest guy.
Mm-mm.
No, most of his home runs only go, the first row of the outfield seats.
Yep, they can't. We'll see if.
But he has hit 25.
Wow, that's amazing, isn't it? I wonder what his career high is in a season for home runs, because
that's a pretty good pace. 25.
That's a real good pace, especially like we just said, for somebody that's
he's not known as a power hitter.
171. Well, he is now.
Yeah.
A little bit, but just a good all-around player. Lenny says Rose running over Ray Fosse and Reggie Jackson, hitting the light standards in the old Tiger Stadium. Remember him bouncing one off the light?
Oh yeah,
light pole, I think.
He went Roy Hobbs, and
yeah, he did. And yeah, you do kind of remember those moments. And
looks like Mookie's career high is 35.
Is it?
And that was last year.
Well on pace to break that.
Yeah.
Well on
he
pace.
had a 32 and a 31 in Boston.
Got to be on pace to hit about 48. If you do the math, I know we're over the halfway point, but
yeah.
I would say he's probably on pace to hit 48. Let's take a timeout here, but as we go to timeout, I'm going to give you – Mike and Brett always enjoy the music trivia.
It says
we do.
He's 5'9", 180.
5'9", 180. I nailed the weight.
That's not a big guy. Yeah.
And that might be stretching a little bit.
Yeah.
Everybody, he's probably 5'7", 165.
Yeah, he's probably about
One other
170, truthful be known.
Heard a song on the way over here, and I thought, that's perfect this morning. I'll give these
I know what it was.
lyrics. You know what it was?
Mojo Rising. Nah.
That was last night.
I know.
Yep. And the reason Mike brings that up, Caldwell has a player named Rising.
Mason
and,
Rising.
And we want to know if his brother was Mojo.
Mojo.
Mr. Mojo. Right. That's not the trivia question. The trivia question is, I'm going to read you these 5 lyrics, and you tell me what song they come from. Don't answer till after the break.
Sounds like trivia.
Don't answer till after the break, okay?
I got to write this down or something. 5.
You won't forget it.
Okay.
You won't forget it.
All right.
4 young Chiquitas in Omaha. Back in a moment.
First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit MooneyInsurance.com. Daryl Hatchett Family Dentistry is not just a name, it's the way you're treated the minute you walk in. A full-service dental practice with over 20 years experience and lifelong resident of Catawba and Lincoln County. His commitment and caring run deep in the community. Located at the intersection of Highway 150 and Business 16 in Denver, he's convenient to where you are. Open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5, so look no further for your dentist than Daryl Hatchett Family Dentistry. Call 704-489-9919 for your appointment or more information. Daryl Hatchett Family Dentistry.
Free! You heard right, free! Free remaining vegetable, herb, or geraniums from the big greenhouse at Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply in Lincoln. Hurry on in, they won't last long at this price. Also take 75% off bins. located right in the middle of the store. Also, door handles and knobs, 60% off. And now's the time to get your mower, trimmer, or chainsaw service. They are finally called up at Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply, 969 Reachville Road in Lincoln. Online at beanbrothershardware.com. Like them on Facebook too. Sooner or later, everyone wants to make their home dreams a reality. I'm sure you've seen the television shows and flipped through magazines and you know what you want. Or then again, maybe you're not sure. You know that you want something different and something better. Get started today by contacting the building professionals at Key Builders in Lincoln. Visit the website at keybuildersnc.com and check out their mini floor plans. There's one there for you and your family. Key Builders, locally owned and operated at 1459 North Aspen Street in Lincoln. See the page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Century Drug in Boger City is the first pharmacy in the area to offer peace of mind for you, your caregivers, and for your family with a convenient poly pouch, strip pouch system, just like the one you've seen on TV. No more sorting through and keeping up with your multiple bottles of medication. No more filling daily reminder boxes. No more calling in meds and worrying about refills. You'll receive all your medications once a month in a box that dispenses a convenient, easy-to-open strip pouch that is perfectly labeled for breakfast, lunch, bedtime, etc. Century will be the link between you and your doctor to assure you that your medication profile is up to date and refillable. In other words, Century Drug will do all the work. You just take your medications and be healthy and happy. Call or come by for a visit today. 704-735-2551. Century Drug, East Main Street in Lincolnton.
Tim Johnson here from WLON. Folks, if you are looking to buy a new metal building, let me tell you the place to go. Unrivaled Metal Buildings in Lincolnton. With over 20 years' experience, they specialize in metal carports, garages, RV covers, storage sheds, and more. They service over 40 states. They offer bank financing and a credit-free rent-to-own program. All of their units are engineered certified to meet local wind and snow requirements. Commercial sizes are available as well. Address is 2541 East Main Street, Lincoln, or call 844-848-8676. Also, check their website out at unrivalledmetalbuildings.com.
As we come back, Brett comes up with a good point here. Mookie Betts has 9 years basically under his belt, or in the ninth season. Of course, one season was shortened.
Well, his first year, I didn't count his first year either because he only played 52 games.
Right.
So, yeah, he's really he's really got about 9.
What is his
season.
Career batting average? Because we talked about Pete Rose with 4,000. Nobody will ever reach that again.
No.
292.
292, which is good.
Yeah.
I'd like to see what Pete's
And he hit
what Rose's career average was, because Mookie's at 1,400 and some hits.
1397.
1397. I mean, if he plays 11 more seasons, it goes 20 years, which is hard to do. I don't see him reaching 3,000.
He'll probably double what he's got now.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, at some point
his batting average is already dropped a little because he's hitting more home. He's just like everybody else. He's hitting more home runs. And
will we ever see a 3,000 hit guy again? That's what I was going to ask. With all this, with the players of today, I mean, who's got the most hits in the major leagues right now? I don't
Miguel
know.
Cabrera is still playing. I think he's got it.
Are you talking about a career?
active players. Oh yeah, you mean
I
this
just wonder
year?
who's got the most
Most
hits
hits this year?
this season? And how many's Miguel Cabrera got? Do you remember how many he's got?
Well, didn't he reach 3,000 this year?
Was it 3? Did he make it to 3?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to ask you who was the most recent player to make it to 3,000, join that club. So you're saying Cabrera is the most recent. And is there anybody active that you think of that would have a shot at doing it? Because Brett was talking about Freddie Freeman and his longevity, but he just hit 2,000.
Yeah, he just reached 2,000.
Yep. You usually don't see it with the guys that hit a lot of home runs. And today's game in Major League Baseball seems like everybody tries to hit the home run. So unless things change, I don't know that we'll see another player
Pete Rose
hit 3,000.
Well, this has how many games they played too. So Pete Rose played 3,500 games.
Yeah.
In his career, 24 years,
24 seasons. Wow, that is a lot.
3,500 games and 4,256 hits. Let me see how many games Mookie has played compared to that. 1198.
That's compared to what was the other number 3?
3562. So almost 3 times the games.
Yep.
And 3 times the hits.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So Ty Cobb held the record for a long time.
Pete Rose's career batting average was 303. So
wow,
not much more than Mookie.
Not much more.
It's just it's the games played that.
I just read somebody. I might have mentioned this. Somebody that's playing right now, and I can't remember the name.
So Pete Rose has the career hits record. He's also got the career games played record.
Yeah.
That 3,562 games played is more than anybody's.
Where's Ty Cobb on that list?
I don't have the list.
Okay.
I'm on Pete Rose's stats.
Okay. Pete Rose, 4,256. Ty Cobb, 4,189. And we asked this question just a while back. I asked you this question just a while back, maybe 2 months ago. Who is third on that list? Do you remember who's third on that list? Because it took a while, I think, but you guys did get it. Mike and I saw him play. Brett did not.
Willie Mays?
Close. Played in the same era.
Hank Aaron.
Mm-hmm. With all those home runs, the man had 3,771 hits. I mean, that's amazing. That's amazing to be a power hitter and wind up with that many hits. There are a lot of guys on the 3,000 hit club. A lot of guys on the 3,000 hit club. But I would not want to be.
It just seems like it happened a lot more.
They played longer.
20 years ago, 30 years ago.
They played longer. They didn't take days off. I mean, they played longer careers. They didn't take days off.
And here's the list of games played. Carl Yastrzemski is second in games played. Yeah.
You know why I wouldn't want to be Sam Rice? 2,987. 13 shy of getting into that elite 3,000 club. And I was wrong about Clemente. He had 3,000 on the nose, not 2,000. I thought his was 2,000 on the nose. So that explains. I always thought surely he had more hits than that, but now I understand. I read it wrong, or somebody posted it on the TV one day wrong. They showed it whenever, and they showed Clemente's stats back whenever it was like the anniversary of his death or something, when he tragically died in a plane crash.
It was early 70s, right?
That sounds right. But just listen to this. Roberto Clemente, 3,000 even. Above him are Al Kaline, Wade Boggs, Cap Anson. I'm guessing that's way back before our time. Rafael Palmeiro, Lou Brock, Rod Carew. Carew, 3,053 is where he's at. Ricky Henderson is part of that club. Ricky Henderson. As good as he was, I still think that guy's underrated.
Yeah.
As far as an all-time Major League Baseball player, because stolen bases, he's on top. And that, that's another one of those like DiMaggio, one of those that may not be caught the way he can play. But Henderson, 3,055 hits. Biggio, Ichiro, Dave Winfield, Alex Rodriguez, Miguel Cabrera is up to 3,127, and he's the only active player on the entire list is Miggy. I would like to know, Brett, see if you can find it while I'm going through a couple of these. Who is the second most hits in Major League Baseball for a career that's active? If Miguel Cabrera is one.
Now, here's something interesting.
Who is number 2?
Three guys have got their 3,000th hit by hitting a home run.
3
Yeah.
guys have? I'm going to bet Hank Aaron.
Nope.
Nope. Willie Mays?
Nope. More recent.
More
recent.
recent than those two.
Hank Aaron's was a single.
Was it?
Ty Cobb and Pete Rose also singles.
Wade Boggs?
Yep. He was one of them, and he did it with Tampa.
See, I think I've heard these mentioned before. That getting them with, are the other two names just as popular as Wade Boggs?
More popular.
More popular
Yeah.
than Wade Boggs. Yeah. How about Pujols?
No.
No. Did you know Pujols had 3,000 hits?
No. Well, I see him on the list now.
3384.
Yeah.
Another power hitter that reached that big number. Derek Jeter?
Yeah. He was one of them.
So who was the first one I named? Jeter?
Boggs.
Same era?
Yep.
Who you got, Mike? Come on, help me out here. I've got 2 of the 3 here. Paul Molitor. That didn't get a yes.
No. More popular.
Tony Gwynn.
No.
More popular.
A teammate of Derek Jeter.
A teammate of Derek Jeter. I did not want you to say those words.
Teammate of
It would help if I'm
Jeter.
looking in the 3,000 category. I had drifted down below
A fellow infielder.
the magic.
Played on the left side of the infield with Derek Jeter.
Jeter. I mean, not Jeter, but Boggs. I said that already. He played with
He didn't play. Well, he might have played with
Alex.
Jeter. A-Rod.
Yep.
Alex Rodriguez. Lenny sends it as well. Alex. Lenny said he would think. Now this is good. I want you to check, Brett. He would say maybe Joey Votto is the closest active player to 3,000 hits. Current MLB leading career hits. Rodney sends me one that says Joey Votto is second highest current player at 2,100 plus. And then he answered Hank Aaron on that other question, got it right. And Lenny gets A-Rod.
Yeah,
That's
Votto's second.
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he over 2?
You just said 2,100
Did I
plus.
say it?
He's
Okay.
21
plus, yeah. So who? You got the next one?
Yeah. Nelson Cruz.
Wow, who just got cut, didn't he? I think Lenny was telling me he just got released a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Why is he not in a Red Sox uniform already? He crushes it at Fenway. You know? Could be because he's facing Boston pitching, though. But
There's 6 guys that have 2,000 hits.
And they
I
are.
told you Freddie Freeman. He's got 2015 now.
yeah, instead of me sitting here trying to figure all those out, I'm just going to let you.
He's the youngest out of those guys with 2,000 hits. Andrew McCutchen, Elvis Andrews,
McCutchen, that's great.
and then those 3 we named: Cabrera, Votto, and Cruz.
Wow.
Nelson Cruz is 42.
42 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah, he sure is.
in his 19th year.
You would think somebody.
Jose Altuve is close, 1967. So he'll reach it this year if he stays healthy.
Yeah. Lenny says Elvis Andrus, one of those. You wonder if anybody will pick up Nelson Cruz, but I think, if I'm a contender right now and he's sitting there, he'd be a good pinch hitter. Somebody come in off the bench.
Yeah.
He might. You might have somebody go down. He might even come in and fill in and be. I don't know what he was batting. I don't know why he was released. Where was he most recently, Brett? Who released?
I think San Diego.
Cruz. I guess lack of production. I don't know of any other reason that Nelson Cruz would get let go. Other than that,
I thought Trey Turner might be a candidate for the 3,000 hit club.
yeah,
He's 30 years old. He's in his 9th season, and he has 1,123. So he's And
Not gonna make
he's got a long way to go.
I don't know if he'll make 2,000.
Yeah, he'll make 2,000.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah. And one thing we can't. Yeah, he was with the Padres. Lenny says Nelson Cruz. One thing you can't figure in is injuries and how
And what about
missed and things like that.
Ronald Acuna? I mean, is he too much of a power hitter to reach 3,000?
I don't know. What's
hits?
his average this year? Or what's his hit total? Whatever you got there.
Let's see. It seems like every time I watch him, he's
3 hits.
He's on base a lot.
Yeah.
He's 25 years old.
Hmm.
He's hitting 333 this year.
Yeah.
Got 117 hits on the season. And he's got 21 home runs, 41 stolen bases this year. I mean, to me, he's
MVP.
If you take away Ohtani because he does both, Acuna's the best player.
So right now you're
baseball.
telling me that's your 2 MVPs? Ohtani
Yeah.
and Acuna would be your MVPs from each league. I think
Acuna is the best position player in baseball.
Yeah. Not going to include De La Cruz in there yet?
No.
He's going to be good. He's already good. He's going to be great as long as he stays healthy. All right, one person got my 4 young Chiquitas
I'm
in
just drawing a
Omaha.
blank.
4 young Chiquitas in Omaha. One person, and that would be Lenny, who guessed correctly at
4
those.
young Chiquitas in Omaha.
Yep. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. Grand Funk Railroad.
Ooh, Grand Funk.
We're an American band.
Oh.
I bet if I'd have told you Out on the Road for 40 Days, that was the first line of the song.
Mm-hmm.
But after the chorus, it begins, 4 young Chiquitas in Omaha waiting for the band to return from the show. How about that?
Yeah.
Stumped you, Mike Powell.
You got me.
Stumped you on those
Hmm.
lyrics. You know, honestly, no, don't get me wrong. I'm not a singer by no means, but if I would have sang it to you as best I could there, you probably would have got it because you associate it with the tune of the song. But just hearing lyrics read like you're reading a book, they're hard to get. They're hard to get. I mean, it's hard to guess a song by the lyrics unless you're just so, if I said Life in the Fast Lane, you'd probably get that one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of songs you get because you do know word for word. That one there, though.
That's a toughie.
It is tough, but guess what? It's a iconic band that's probably underrated, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's probably underrated. I can't get my eyes off of this screen here and looking at Wimbiana and not think about the story that broke this week with an incident between him and Britney Spears.
Of all people.
It just won't go away. And I'm not getting into the details. It sounds like she was approaching him and got taken off of him by security guards. Her story is different, so I don't know what to tell you there. But it's there's still some more stuff that'll come out. What's that news channel that does stuff like TMZ?
TMZ.
Yeah, they'll have something on this. They'll find out the details, and you can find out what really happened, I guess, somewhere down the road. It's just so funny that they were at the same place, and we had discussions this morning. We don't even exactly sure what that place might have been, but if you haven't heard about it, supposedly Brittany went up to congratulate him, but the bodyguards of Wemby looked at it differently and pulled her off of him or whatever. I don't know what. Nobody who knows the truth. Maybe those two, and the bodyguards as well. The Atlanta Braves and Tampa Bay. I'm guessing that's the 2 teams with the best records, right, Brett?
Yeah, and Atlanta's passed them.
Yeah. Atlanta has now passed them for the best winning percentage for sure. The Braves beat Tampa last night 2-1. The Major League leading Braves beat the Rays 2-1 in a matchup of teams with the best records in baseball, it says here on the ESPN. What is Atlanta's streak right now? I mean, I know they lost a game. They did lose one this week, right? But it's got to be like 28 out of 30 or 26 out of 28. It's an unbelievable run they're on right now. And Tampa, I mean, Tampa got off to such a great start. It looks like they're sliding right now, but they're
19
not
out of
really.
21.
19
Atlanta.
out of 21.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have thought it even went on up beyond that. But 2 losses in their last 21 games, only 2 losses, 59 and 28. So once again, we need to do the math. And the record number of wins, once again, in a season is 118.
It's 117 or 118.
Okay, and it belongs to Seattle.
Yeah.
In the Griffey days, who did not make the World Series.
No.
But yeah, I would 59-28. That's
on pace for 110.
On pace for 110.
Yeah.
So, and you know what? Over the last 21 games, though, that number goes way up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I just don't know if they can play at that level. 110 would be unbelievable. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, it's hard to get to 100. 110 would be unbelievable, but to get to 118, I'd like to go back and just look at the season and see how many really big time streaks that the Mariners had during that time whenever they reached that number of wins. Rodney says, speaking of hot baseball, Ellie De La Cruz is setting all kind of rookie records for the Reds, and the Reds are on fire. Yeah, we just talked about De La Cruz there for a minute. It was
here's you one. Who's the last series that the Braves lost this year? Who was it to? It was in late May, the end of May.
That's the last one. The
last series they lost.
Fell in late May.
And they actually lost a series, then split a 4-game series, and then lost another series.
Wow. That's their cold streak.
Yeah, it was May 22nd through May 31st.
Losing a series, tying a series, and
the Dodgers beat them 2 out of 3 in Atlanta.
That was the first
one, and then they split with the Phillies in Atlanta, 2-2.
Surely not the Mets.
Nope, and it was on the road. They lost 2 out of 3.
Was it a divisional team?
Nope.
Was it a National League team?
Nope.
I know it wasn't Boston. Or I feel like it wasn't Boston. But I don't even remember who else they played in the American League. Let me guess, the Astros.
Nope.
How did they come out with the Astros?
It was on the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah. I just wonder how they oh, my. The other end of the spectrum. Not Detroit or
worse.
Worse.
They lost all 3 to Houston.
They lost. I thought they were swept. I thought Houston kind of sent a message in that series that don't forget about us, you know. But then that Houston Texas series last weekend was pretty phenomenal. I don't know. I can't remember exactly if it wound up 2-2 or what, but that's 2 teams that could hook up down the road. Seemed like kind of an in-state rivalry already built there between those two. But
the Oakland A's, last team to beat Atlanta in a series.
Wow. What they got? 15 wins? Are they at 20 yet?
Yeah, I think they've got 25 and 65.
25 and 65. I started to do the Major League Baseball scores, but let's take a timeout first. We're at the 9 o'clock hour. We'll take a timeout. I'm going to read a couple quick messages. Rodney said it was the A's, and I've got a trivia question here from a listener, and I'll give you his name when we come back. What Major League Baseball player has averaged the most hits per game played with a minimum of 3,000 at-bats? This player's average was 1.42 hits per game. On that list, Ty Cobb comes in at number 5. But which one averages the most hits? Did you understand the question? What player has the most hits per game average with a minimum of 3,000 at-bats?
I've got a guess, but we can wait.
Yeah, I got one too. Mine's probably wrong, but the first thing popped in my mind is, we'll tell you when we come back.
First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit MooneyInsurance.com. Daryl Hatchett Family Dentistry is not just a name, it's the way you're treated the minute you walk in. A full-service dental practice with over 20 years' experience and lifelong resident of Catawba and Lincoln County. His commitment and caring run deep in the community. Located at the intersection of Highway 150 and Business 16 in Denver, he's convenient to where you are. Open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5, so look no further for your dentist than Daryl Hatchett Family Dentistry. Call 704-489-9919 for your appointment or more information. Daryl Hatchett Family Dentistry.
Free! You heard right, free! Free remaining vegetable, herb, or geraniums from the big greenhouse at Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply in Lincoln. Hurry on in, they won't last long at this price. Also take 75% off bins, located right in the middle of the store. Also door handles and knobs, 60% off. And now's the time to get your mower, trimmer, or chainsaw service. They are finally called up at Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply, 969 Reachville Road in Lincoln, online at beanbrothershardware.com. Like them on Facebook too. Sooner or later, everyone wants to make their home dreams a reality. I'm sure you've seen the television shows and flip through magazines and you know what you want. Or then again, maybe you're not sure. You know that you want something different and something better. Get started today by contacting the building professionals at Key Builders in Lincoln. Visit the website at keybuildersnc.com and check out their many floor plans. There's one there for you and your family. Key Builders, locally owned and operated at 1459 North Aspen Street in Lincoln. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Century Drug in Boger City is the first pharmacy in the area to offer peace of mind for you, your caregivers, and for your family with a convenient poly pouch, strip pouch system, just like the one you've seen on TV. No more sorting through and keeping up with your multiple bottles of medication. No more filling daily reminder boxes. No more calling in meds and worrying about refills. You'll receive all your medications once a month in a box that dispenses a convenient, easy-to-open strip pouch that is perfectly labeled for breakfast, lunch, bedtime, etc. Century will be the link between you and your doctor to assure you that your medication profile is up to date and refillable. In other words, Century Drug will do all the work. You just take your medications and be healthy and happy. Call or come by for a visit today. 704-735-2551. Century Drug, East Main Street in Lincolnton.
Tim Johnson here from WLON. Folks, if you are looking to buy a new metal building, let me tell you the place to go. Unrivaled Metal Buildings in Lincolnton. With over 20 years' experience, they specialize in metal carports, garages, RV covers, storage sheds, and more. They service over 40 states. They offer bank financing and a credit-free rent-to-own program. All of their units are engineered certified to meet local wind and snow requirements. Commercial sizes are available as well. Address is 2541 East Main Street, Lincoln, or call 844-848-8676. Also, check their website out at unrivalledmetalbuildings.com.
And welcome back. Sports Talk, glad to have you with us. American Legion Baseball playoffs going to resume tonight locally at Cherryville. Cherryville will host Caldwell County in Game 3. Cherryville looking for the 3-game sweep tonight when they face Caldwell at home, trying to advance to the semifinals of Area 4. Richard House had sent me a trivia question, and I got an answer. I got the same answer from two different people, so we'll see. What Major League Baseball player has averaged the most hits per game played with a minimum of 3,000 at-bats? This player's average, the guy that is the leader, was 1.42 hits per game. He gave us a name that's on the list, which is Ty Cobb, who comes in at number 5 on that list, which means Ty Cobb played a lot of baseball games. If he had, to get to that number he's at. But we'll see what Richard says. I have not looked it up, but Brett and Rodney gave me the same answer, and they went with Ichiro. How many baseball players do you know like Prince by one name?
Not many.
I know. The Babe. That's 2 words.
That's 2.
The Babe, I don't know how many had nicknames that you would just know right off the bat who you're talking about when you just say one name. And Richard says, yes, it is Ichiro. So, yeah. Now I'm curious, Richard, go ahead and send me this. Who are 2, 3, and 4? If Ichiro's 1 and Cobb comes in at number 5, are they like Rod Carew, Tony Gwynn, Pete Rose, just to name a few of those guys?
I figure Gwynn would have to be in there.
Yeah. And then Rodney says Hank. A baseball player you'd know by the first name. Well, you would, but you just don't usually – you hardly ever just hear that. I mean, even the TV people just say Ichiro. But most people, they don't just – I mean, most of the guys don't just refer to Hank Aaron as Hank. I mean, see, when I thought of King of the Hill. Wasn't his name Hank?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Cameron Hank.
Yeah. Wow, he says Rose not even in the top 20. So that just means longevity.
Yeah.
Got him in Henry Lewis Aaron. Would you have got the middle name right?
I would not have.
Ned also says Hank, unless that's Mike sending it to me.
Nope.
And I'm guessing that was Ned saying Hank. Hammerin' Hank, though. That's if you know him by Hank, it's Hammerin' Hank.
Hammerin' Hank.
Well, I wasn't around when he was playing, but I've never heard of anybody refer to him as just Hank.
No.
I mean, it's Hank Aaron.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's like Babe Ruth.
Maybe
I've
around
heard
stadium on game day.
The Great Bambino, but that's still not one. Yeah. Not one name.
I don't know if baseball has that. I don't know. Does LeBron?
Yeah, LeBron.
Yeah,
Kobe,
LeBron.
Shaq.
Yeah, basketball has it probably more than anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
LeBron, Kobe, Shaq, Bill. Which one am I referring to there? First one came to my mind. Honestly, was Walton. Yeah, Cartwright. Bill Lambier, yeah.
Bill Russell. He's the greatest.
Well, when you said Cartwright, all I could think about there
greatest
is
Bill,
the tables ready at the Chinese restaurant. Cartwright, 4. Does football have them? Dion. When you think football and you hear the name Dion, you know who's being talked about. I mean, Russ, just because he's current, I don't know if you know.
I still think Russell Westbrook if I just hear Russ.
Do you?
I don't even like him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess if you're watching a particular sport though and you heard Russ, you would know they were talking about.
And the
Russell.
NBA just has they just have the player brands more than any other. Like Jordan or MJ.
Most of it's 2 words too. I mean, like
KD
in football, Johnny
Steph.
U. Johnny U.
Yeah.
You know. Somebody else came to my mind.
You think Brady, GOAT?
Tom.
If you just say Brady, everybody knows.
Yeah.
That's Tom Brady. But you can't just say Manning because there's been 3 of those.
Yeah, I think Archie.
Yeah, Arch.
Yeah, better start thinking Arch, right? In the upcoming years. Yeah, football I don't think has as many. I think unless you can prove me wrong, the one that stands out though is Dion. I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
Bo.
That's one name. Bo.
Bo was pretty good. Yeah,
Bo
Bo was
Jackson.
pretty good. He just
That's
not,
funny because they're both two sport.
yeah, they are. But he didn't stay in the news as long as Dion has, because now with
Yeah.
Dion coaching, he's still real.
Well, Dion
popular.
had a longer career
Yeah,
too.
he did. Let's see.
Pele.
Here's
Maybe
one
one of the most
Pele.
one of the
That's
most
probably-
famous
Elvis.
one name athletes.
This is great right here. This comes from Lenny. And he addresses it. This is his words. This is Lenny being pissed off. Again, with the Boston. Xander Bogaerts has 1,489 hits and will be age 30 the rest of this season.
Yeah, when I was looking at those active hit leaders, he looked like one that could reach 3,000.
Yeah, well, that's what Lenny says. He has an outside shot, an outside chance at 3,000 hits if he stays healthy. With a current 11-year contract, Boston gave away probably a Hall of Famers, Bogarts, and Betts. Just watched them walk away, because they were not willing to pay. And that's not what that organization's been known for. It's been known for keeping their superstars on the team, but this time it really didn't happen. Rodney's got a couple more nicknames. If I give you these two, see if you'll tell me who they are. Sandman. Of course, this comes from a Yankee fan, so I'm not sure I'd have got it right.
The relief pitcher.
Mariano Rivera.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here,
that's just
Adam Sandler.
That's just
who I think of.
The
With
song
Sandman.
that he came out
Yep.
to, right?
Yeah.
Song
it
by
was.
Metallica.
Yep.
Enter Sandman.
All right, Mike. I'll give you credit. You got that one. But that wasn't a real challenging one, by no means. Got more nicknames rolling in here. I want you to try to get the. Well, if we say Ricky, do you know who I'm talking about?
Henderson.
Yep. Well, we already talked about him this morning, so that helped.
Oh, Ricky Fowler.
Ricky Fowler, Ricky Jackson. Remember him? I don't know if you remember him or not. Ricky Jackson.
Ricky Nelson.
NFL, yeah. But these I
Ricky
like.
Steamboat.
Yeah.
These two right here I really like. One of them you're going to get right off the bat. Wizard.
Ozzie Smith.
Ozzie Smith.
Yeah.
This one will be a little harder for Brett, but Mike should know it. And I remember this nickname well. Penguin.
Penguin.
Yep. The Penguin. For the way he is waddled when he walked and ran the bases is where he got the name. And I remember that nickname.
Was he a coach too?
Nope.
No,
not that I know of.
I don't know why I was thinking of somebody that was a.
Rodney says Ricky loved him some Ricky. You don't think so? Today I am the greatest of all time. That's what he said with the base that he stole high in the air. I'm the greatest of all time.
Penguin.
I still think Ricky Henderson, though, for all he did, was somewhat underrated for what he did for base. He's in that 3,000 hit club we talked about a while ago.
Yeah.
He's the all-time leader in stolen bases as
Pretty
well.
good stats.
Lenny got
Penguin.
who the Penguin is.
He did.
I thought that, Brett, it's one of your former Dodgers. So I'll give you that hint right there. He was a long-time Dodger back in the 70s and 80s on those teams. I thought Mike Powell would get that one like that.
Valenzuela.
But he did not. Did you? He might have waddled, but I don't think he was known for his waddle. And he never did run the bases.
Didn't run the bases.
Very
either.
well.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ron Say.
Ron Say hey. Yeah, Ron Say.
Ron Say. No, Say Hay's Willie Mays. Okay. Ron Say,
Ron
the
Say.
longtime third baseman under Lasorda when
That's
Lasorda
true.
built those championship teams.
Yeah, so I think Lasorda is who I was thinking about as a manager. So he might have kind of waddled.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Well, he even fell down a few times.
I tell you who I was thinking of, Earl Weaver.
Yeah. Here's one. This is great how Ned answered. He said Dodgers number 10. And that's exactly who it is. He was number 10 on those Dodger teams. Ron Say says Richard Howe. And Lenny has given me a couple more nicknames. The Splendid Splinter.
Splinter.
I've heard that.
Last guy to hit 400. Right, Lenny?
Ted Williams.
Ted Williams.
Ted
The
Williams.
Splendid Splinter. And I remember this one. The Mad Hungarian. That is a great nickname, the Mad Hungarian. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you this much. He was
Sounds
a pitcher.
Sounds like a wrestling name.
He was a pitcher. And I remember him well.
Mad Hungarian.
If you don't know it right off the bat, you're not going to get it. And I may pronounce it wrong. Al Rabowski. Is that right, Lenny? Is that not who the Mad Hungarian was? Oh, yeah, he come out there with the attitude every time he took the hill. I think he was a relief pitcher. And is that not right? Al Rabowski, and I might even be saying it wrong. The Mad Hungarian. He's the one that comes to my mind anyway, but this always looked like he was mad at the entire world.
Yeah.
And maybe he was. Maybe he was. He's from that's him. Lenny said that is correct, the Mad Hungarian. The Braves, as we said, beat Tampa 2-1. The Phillies over the Marlins last night by a score of 4-3. Blue Jays over the Tigers 12-2. I can't figure the Blue Jays out. They just seem to be kind of streaky, win 4 or 5 in a row against good teams and then lose to some that are not quite as bad. Ned, you're right. Rabowski played for the Braves as well. I can't remember where he got his start. I don't know. It might have been a Dodger too.
Hungry?
Yeah, I am. We're going to breakfast. Where'd I get to? The Yankees and the Cubs. Cubs get a shutout. Who pitched that shutout for the Cubs?
Jameson Taillon.
Taillon, Taillon.
8 innings.
8 innings of shutout ball. And outdueled Rodon.
Yeah, it was his first start of the year.
NC State
Carlos
Rodon. Carlos Rodon. The Cardinals. Yes, you're right, Ned. He did. Rabowski. That's probably where he got his start. Was the Cardinals. But I do remember him well, watching him take the mound. And some of those guys have some great attitudes. Scott Childers also says Rabowski was a Cardinal. So is that the only 2 teams maybe he played for? Was the Cardinals and the Braves during his career? Yankees shut out at home last night. Wonder how many times that's happened. Get shut out at home in Yankee Stadium. Only 2 hits for the Yankees in that game last night. 3-0 Cubs win it. The Rangers over the Nationals 7-2. The Guardians over the Kansas City Royals 3-0. Boston defeated Oakland 7-3. It says Yu Chang drives in 2 runs in a 5-run second inning in his return from the injured list for the Red Sox. The Orioles defeated the Twins 3-1. Brewers over the Reds. Steve K had sent me a message last night. Upset. Reds going into Milwaukee and get beat the first game 7-3.
Sorry, Rabowski.
Yes. Probably pitched for 5 teams, didn't he? More?
No, just St. Louis, Kansas City, and Atlanta.
Okay.
He is he does broadcasting for the Cardinals, the Bally Sports Midwest.
Well, I've heard him then.
Says he's been doing it since '97.
So, who is the guy that left the Braves and is the broadcaster left the Braves and went to St. Louis because he does their play-by-play?
One of the Carries.
I want to say he is one of the Carries.
Chip Carey, or yeah, I've heard it too.
Yep. Yeah, he's really good.
But this Rabowski is from Oakland, California. I thought he was actually Hungarian.
Yeah, I guess this is his background.
Or Rabowski, however you say it. Starts with an H. I wasn't expecting that when I looked him up. A silent H.
It's not Rabowski. But yeah, that I remember him well. I can see his face right now, and it has an angry look on it. I would like to hear him though in the broadcast booth. He must not do every game because I've watched some of those Cardinals games this year just to see Burleson.
Yeah,
and by the way, Burleson even pitched recently in one of the blowout losses. So. But I did. Yeah,
it is Chip Carey that does.
Chip Carey, yep,
Cardinals
which is son
games.
of Skip, which is son of Harry, right?
I think so.
That's right.
Is that the right order there? Lenny said the Mad Hungarian, he would walk to the back of the mound to psych him up before he went to the rubber. He could not get away with that today with the pitch clock. Al Rabowski, he says. H-R-A-B-O-S-K-Y or something. Yeah. We got the H in there. That's what matters. So I think we left off here with Brewers beating the Reds 7-3. Sorry to mention it twice there this morning, Denny and Steve. The Mariners over the Astros 10-1. The White Sox over the Cardinals 8-7. Let's see, even when the Cardinals score runs, they had 16 hits last night and lost to the White Sox 8-7. The White Sox just with 9 hits, but what counts is the run column. The D-backs beat the Pirates 7-3. The Mets over the Padres 7-5. Let's see, 6 straight. Mets beat the Padres 7-5 to win their 6th straight. The Mets have won 6 in a row. What is going on in New York? Dodgers over the Angels 11-4. Rockies beat the Giants last night on the West Coast by a score of 5-2.
Oh yeah, I was going to tell you, Francisco Lindor 2 nights ago had one of those better than the cycle games.
So he had 4 hits.
He had 5.
5 hits.
5 for 5, a home run. 5 for 5, a home run, and 2 triples, and 2 singles.
2 triples.
So if he'd have stopped at second on one of them, he'd have had the cycle.
Could you count on
plus an extra hit?
I know if you go way back, there was more of those kind of hits because we talked about this before. It seemed like the ball gets to the outfield, rolled forever before somebody got to it. But in modern day, like since the 70s, since 1970, how many guys have had 2 triples or more?
Yeah,
in a game. I mean that's hard to do. Rodney says, one of my favorite Ricky stories or quotes went something like this. Ricky was interviewed after the World Series game when he was with the Blue Jays, Joe Carter walk-off, and someone quoted John 3:16 to Ricky Henderson, and he said, I don't want to hear about John hitting 3:16. Ricky's hitting 3:30. Seemed like I remember that. Or I don't remember it when it happened, but I've read about it before. Ricky's talking about I don't even know if he knew what the interviewer was actually mentioning when he said John 3:16 to him. I mean, he took it as a batting average, and his was higher at the time.
Last week we were talking about the perfect games, number of perfect games, number of 4 home run games.
Yeah.
Well, I looked up the grand slams in 1 inning, 2 grand slams in 1 inning has happened once in baseball history. There have been
2 grand slams in 1 inning.
Has happened 1 time.
1 time. What year?
In Major League Baseball. I don't have any of that info. We know it was Fernando Tatis, right? Senior against the Dodgers.
Because we went over that last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't have been able to tell you that's who it was already.
Happens every 200. Well, there's been the time this list was made, there have been 235,736 games played in the major league. So that happens once every 235,000+ games.
So when will it happen again?
Yeah.
When you got that figured out? what the date will be?
The next least frequent thing to happen is 3 hits in 1 inning.
Wow.
That's happened 3 times. And again, I don't have a list of when it's happened or who did it.
So you don't know anybody that's done it. It's just 3 times it's happened. 3 hits in an inning. Yeah.
So that happens once every 78,000 games.
That's a good week for a lot of players. 3 hits. He got it in 1 inning.
And then third on the list,
I would like to know that list. Who
happened 5 times, 20 strikeouts.
Roger Clemens.
In 9 innings.
Clemens, I remember, did it.
That's happened 5 times.
Yep. That's pretty impressive.
And here's a funny one. 3 sacrifice flies in 1 game. It's only been done 11 times.
3 sac flies in 1 game, yeah. Well, you got to have a guy at third.
And less than 2 outs.
Yep, less than 2 outs.
Here's a funny one. So there have been, which we might have talked about this, 24 perfect games.
Mm-hmm.
Even less frequent than that, a perfect game lost on the 27th batter.
Wow.
But it's happened 13 times.
13 times a perfect game has been lost on the
what
would have been the last
batter. Yeah.
What would have been the last out. Oh my. Unlucky 13. That's an odd one.
The two
contributed to the umpire on that?
I would like to know. Just one for sure.
2 grand slams in a game has happened 13 times.
Yeah, that's a
And
lot.
we know one of
That
those
seems
was
like a lot.
Tony Cloninger.
Yeah. Yes.
And we know one was Fernando Tatis Sr. because he did it in the same inning. An unassisted triple play has happened 15 times.
Yeah, that requires usually a line drive like to a shortstop. He
Yeah.
can tag a runner and step on the bag,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah. Because unassisted,
Or tag two runners.
it can't hardly involve the third baseman, and it can't hardly involve the first baseman.
10 RBIs in a game has happened 16 times.
How many?
16.
10? I mean,
10 RBIs.
16 times. That's a lot.
4 home runs has happened 18 times.
We talked about that last week some because I was watching when Bob Horner did it.
And then on down the list, immaculate
Mark
inning
Whitten
has
was.
happened 114 times.
That's what I was going to ask you right there. How many?
114.
That's way more than I thought. That's 9 pitches to get 3 strikeouts
So
in one inning.
Every 2,000 games.
Yeah. That's way more than I thought. Who was most recent to get an immaculate inning? You don't have the list, though, do you?
Mm.
Yeah, I would like to know who that is.
I did see Tyler Glasnow of Tampa last night have 4 strikeouts in an inning. I don't know how often that happens, but
Not very.
he did it last night.
I think that the immaculate inning has happened this season. I think I was watching a game when it happened, but I can't remember who it was. But that's impressive, too, because you're throwing strikes and they're still not connecting. You know, they know you're coming with strikes, but they're still not connecting. How did you say Jamison Tyon? Did you say that, Tyon? Lenny says he returned to the scene of the crime to pitch that shutout last night against the Yankees. He was a starting pitcher for them last year. I'm guessing the Yankees he means by them. Another one of those high draft pick Pirates trades, that got him to the Yankees. So, and last night it was against the Yankees, right? That he threw the 2-hit shutout. Let's see what else I got here.
Now here's one of the guys that had 3 hits in one inning. Did it with the Red Sox in 2003.
I bet that came from Don Revels.
No, I Googled this.
Oh, he sent it to me. And I've got my picture taken with this guy, don't I?
I guess so.
Yep. The Red Sox, Johnny Damon, became the only other major leaguer. So which one was the first one?
Well, it must have been done since then because the list said that it had been done 3 times. Gene Stevens.
Oh, my.
Also a Red Sox outfielder.
I don't even remember him. That'd be your trivia question right there. Gene Stevens, just a guy off the street.
1953.
Sounds like. He's the one that did it first then.
Yeah.
No wonder I don't remember him. Red Sox, Johnny Damon became the only other major leaguer since 1900 to get 3 hits in an inning when Boston whipped Florida 25-8 on June the 27th, 2003. Damon collected a single, double, and a triple. He almost hit for the cycle in an inning. And all that was in the first inning. Wow, what a way to set the tone, right? All that in the first inning. Scored a record of 10 runs before recording an out. Boston had 10 runs in that game. I don't know if they've scored 10 runs since. But
it says he got 2 more hits on the day. He ended up 5 for 7 in that game.
5 for 7. That's, now it makes me wonder, what was the one I wanted you, the most recent immaculate inning? That's what I would. And speaking of immaculate, I saw another show the other day on the reception that goes way back to the 70s. That thing, that's probably one of the, that may be, that and the catch. Is that the 2 most famous plays in NFL history? Is that the 2 that are shown the most when they show an NFL highlight? They show Dwight Clark and the catch.
That is the
in the 80s, and then the immaculate reception for Pittsburgh. The difference is, a lot of people don't even remember it, but the difference is that catch for San Francisco sent them to the Super Bowl. Pittsburgh didn't go to the Super Bowl. They lost the next week. I mean, that was not one of their championship seasons when they had the immaculate reception. They did beat the Raiders, who I think had been a nemesis for a long time, but I'm pretty sure Pittsburgh lost the very next week to Miami. I think the Dolphins are the team that represented the AFC that year. And Lenny says, I'm right. Somebody has had immaculate inning this year. And
2 guys.
I can't think. 2 this year?
Both Pirates.
Both Pirates.
And I don't know either one of them.
Wow. Yeah, that's the way that kind of stuff happens. A lot of those records, those obscure things like that, can be broken by anybody. I mean, we
a lot
talked
of times
about
relief pitchers.
We talked about the 4 home run game last week. There's a lot of names on there you don't even know of guys that hit 4 home runs in a single game.
Colin Holderman and Johan Oviedo were the 2 that did it this year.
Of course. Why didn't I come up with those? Right.
And how about the guys they struck out?
I don't even know who they play for. Who do they play for?
I told you, they're both Pirates.
Both Pirates, okay.
They struck out Taylor Walls, Luke Rayleigh, and Christian Betancourt. Josh Smith, Robbie Grossman, and Jonah Heim.
Betancourt name I know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the other 5.
But, yeah, there's a lot of names on that list that I don't know. Scherzer's done it.
Yeah.
Looks like he's done it 3 times.
Really? That's impressive.
Chris Sale's done it a couple times.
I mean, that means you can't throw a ball in the inning. And nobody goes out there trying to do that. Now, I'm guessing if you get 2 outs and they were both on 3 strikes, then it comes in your head. I want one more. I want to be a part of that group. But before that, you don't go out there. You just want outs. I mean, any way you can get outs. If they come by strikeout, fine. But you don't really care about how many pitches it takes.
Yeah.
But to do that, I'm waiting on the guy, Brett, that will throw. Would it be 81 pitches?
Yeah.
You know where I'm going then.
Mm-hmm.
The immaculate game.
Immaculate game. I'm waiting on the guy to throw.
Well, you could throw 81 pitches, but it's not going to be all strikeouts.
All strikes and strikeouts. Don said, I saw a stat this week. This is interesting. Jim Harbaugh has more rushing yards in the NFL than Bo Jackson. Would you have caught that? Would you have thought I was just making something up if I told you that Bo Jackson was outrushed in his career by Jim Harbaugh? Harbaugh finished his career with 2,787 yards. Bo Jackson, 2,782. Now, I'm going to guess the careers were maybe 5 years versus 15. Harbaugh's not even a running quarterback. He's not the guy that's he was a pocket passer. He would scramble a little bit in his day, but just to see something like that brings down. It just tells you about Bo, how good. It tells me how good he was, because you still consider him one of the best football players ever in the NFL, but his career was how long? I mean, with that amount of yardage, he couldn't have played too many snaps.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 2 years for good running backs. You know what I mean? 2,700 yards, that's 2 years for good running backs. But yet we know him and can remember some of his runs just like they were yesterday. We're going to take our last time out. First, let me tell you that, let's see. Rodney says Koufax, Sale, and Scherzer have all done the most 3 times each. So 2 active. Two current. Sale I don't think's active right now, but 2 current. And Max Scherzer, Chris Sale, and then Sandy Koufax are 3 of them that's done it 3 times. 3 times they have done it. It's pretty incredible. We'll take our final time out. Come back with more sports talk in a moment.
First Federal Savings Bank has been serving Lincoln County since 1940. And as it has been from the beginning, customer service is a priority to First Federal Savings Bank. They want to get to know you by name. First Federal Savings Bank has the convenience, the products, and the services that the larger banks have, but with hometown people that you see throughout your community. Stop in and visit one of their 4 convenient locations and see what First Federal Savings Bank has to offer you. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Whether it's a sit-down meal or a call-in for the drive-thru, Brookwood Cafe and Catering is the answer. A variety of meats, vegetables, and desserts cooked daily, or a hot sandwich from the grill, they have what you're looking for to satisfy your taste buds. If you need catering from 5 to 500, Brookwood has you covered as well. Stop by Brookwood Cafe and Catering at 202 Providence Mill Road in Maiden. Don't forget breakfast daily till 11 a.m. Open Tuesday 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., Wednesday through Saturday 6 a.m. till 8 p.m., and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Call 828-428-8944 to place your order today.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit MooneyInsurance.com. Daryl Hatchett Family Dentistry is not just a name, it's the way you're treated the minute you walk in. A full-service dental practice with over 20 years' experience and lifelong resident of Catawba and Lincoln County. His commitment and caring run deep in the community. Located at the intersection of Highway 150 and Business 16 in Denver, he's convenient to where you are. Open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5, so look no further for your dentist than Daryl Hatchett Family Dentistry. Call 704-489-9919 for your appointment or more information. Daryl Hatchett Family Dentistry.
Free! You heard right, free! Free remaining vegetable, herb, or geraniums from the big greenhouse at Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply in Lincoln. Hurry on in, they won't last long at this price. Also take 75% off bins, located right in the middle of the store. Also door handles and knobs, 60% off. And now's the time to get your mower, trimmer, or chainsaw service. They are finally called up at Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply, 969 Reachville Road in Lincoln. Online at beanbrothershardware.com. Like them on Facebook too. Sooner or later, everyone wants to make their home dreams a reality. I'm sure you've seen the television shows and flipped through magazines and you know what you want. Or then again, maybe you're not sure. You know that you want something different and something better. Get started today by contacting the building professionals at Key Builders in Lincoln. Visit the website at keybuildersnc.com and check out their many floor plans. There's one there for you and your family. Key Builders, locally owned and operated at 1459 North Ashman Street in Lincoln. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Century Drug in Boger City is the first pharmacy in the area to offer peace of mind for you, your caregivers, and for your family with a convenient poly pouch, strip pouch system, just like the one you've seen on TV. No more sorting through and keeping up with your multiple bottles of medication. No more filling daily reminder boxes. No more calling in meds and worrying about refills. You'll receive all your medications once a month in a box that dispenses a convenient, easy-to-open strip pouch that is perfectly labeled for breakfast, lunch, bedtime, etc. Century will be the link between you and your doctor to assure you that your medication profile is up to date and refillable. In other words, Century Drug will do all the work. You just take your medications and be healthy and happy. Call or come by for a visit today. 704-735-2551. Century Drug, East Main Street in Lincolnton.
Tim Johnson here from WLON. Folks, if you are looking to buy a new metal building, let me tell you the place to go. Unrivaled Metal Buildings in Lincolnton. With over 20 years' experience, they specialize in metal carports, garages, RV covers, storage sheds, and more. They service over 40 states. They offer bank financing and a credit-free rent-to-own program. All of their units are engineered certified to meet local wind and snow requirements. Commercial sizes are available as well. Address is 2541 East Main Street, Lincoln, or call 844-848-8676. Also, check their website out at unrivaledmetalbuildings.com.
And welcome back to Sports Talk. David, Mike, and Brett here to bring you the fourth quarter. Just reading a couple things, and I want to give you guys another. Mike may remember this. I remember it.
What is this music?
Lenny sent me a toy. I nicknamed the Toy Cannon.
Toy Cannon.
Mm-hmm. And I remembered right off the bat because I remember watching him play. The toy cannon, baseball player, 70s era. Watched him.
70s?
Yep. He was known for having a lot of power for a small guy. Toy cannon.
Yeah.
Jimmy Wynn.
Jimmy Wynn.
You not remember Jimmy Wynn
Yes.
playing center field back in those days?
For
Houston.
okay.
Yep. Played for Houston in the old Astrodome. Lenny said, I just looked this up. Chris Sale had his first 2 immaculate innings within a month of each other. That's pretty impressive. And, Brett, what was the stat you were given when we were off there? About
20 strikeout games.
20 strikeout games has happened 5?
It's happened 6 times,
times.
but one of them pitched 16 innings.
Yeah.
So
One of the guys pitched 16? That has to go
That's-
back to the 1900s.
that's 1962.
Yeah, I could
Wow.
see that. And he had 20 strikeouts.
It says, well, he had 21. That's the most ever in a game.
What's his initials?
TC.
Well, it's not Ty Cobb.
Yeah.
Do we know that name?
I don't know him.
We don't know the name. Tony Cloninger.
He only had
He went 13 innings.
He had 345 strikeouts in his career. So,
Jimmy Wynn later played for the Dodgers.
this guy played for the
Let me see
Washington Senators in 1962.
I don't. You said you do recognize the name?
No,
You don't?
No,
Well,
don't know it.
I'm probably not going to get it either. Who is it?
Tom Chaney.
Tom Chaney. Nope. I'd have been here.
Yeah. No way I'd get that.
I would have been here the rest of my life, maybe. If no hints, I would have been here.
Yeah.
Unless I just guessed every name possible known to man.
21 strikeouts in 16 innings pitched.
And how many have the 20? You said that.
It's happened 5 times. 20 strikeouts.
Yeah. And you said that one guy has 2 of them.
Yeah.
Because I guessed him, and you said, yes, he owns 2 of those. And that one was Roger Clemens.
Yeah. And he had the first 2.
First 2 in
86 and 96.
modern era. Is that?
That's all this list.
But you're not counting that other one.
All
what
this
what
list
year was the
shows-
Chaney?
I'm not counting it because he pitched 16 innings.
Right, yeah, that's right. The record is for 9-inning games
Yeah.
with 20 strikeouts, which the most you can strike out in a 9-inning game is 27.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and nobody's ever done that. 20 to 21 is the most. In 9 innings, it's 20.
Yeah.
And who else did we say? I said Scherzer, and you said yes.
Yeah. He's the most recent.
But we have not named.
The other 2 that happened in 98 and 2001.
There you go, guys. This is right in your wheelhouse, Lenny and Rodney, and you guys, because it happened while you were following baseball.
Now, one guy did it.
And me too, as far as that goes.
He pitched 9 innings, had 20 strikeouts, but then the game ended up going 11 innings.
You know, I wanted to say, well, I would give him the credit with it.
Oh, yeah,
But I wanted to say, this guy wasn't a strikeout pitcher, though. Oral Hershiser, you know. He's got that, 59 consecutive inning scoreless streak?
Yeah.
Scoreless innings? Does he
No,
still-
these guys were definitely
power
strikeout pitchers.
Yeah. Well, then you think Nolan Ryan.
No, he's
Who else did we mention last week?
He got
Frank Tanana.
Nolan Ryan got the 19.
He got the 19. Jason Barber says Kerry Wood.
He did it.
Yep.
Yeah.
In 98. So
98 with the
there's
Cubs.
you one of them. And Lenny guessed what I did, King Felix. And you said that was, we got a buzzer for that, right? That's not the,
All right.
King Felix is not the answer. I bet King Felix struck out 15 or more.
And this
quite a few
this
times.
list has everybody that struck out 18 or more, but he's not.
Not on that either.
Mm-mm.
So we were missing one guy, and it was what year?
And Nolan Ryan's done 18 or 19 several times, but not 20.
The one we're missing was 2001.
2001.
Yeah, that's a good one there for me.
He had 4,800 strikeouts in his career.
So it's a household name.
Yeah.
It's a household name. American League, National League.
He did it.
Got to narrow it down.
He did it in the National League.
But he pitched in both. I
Yeah.
can tell by the way you're saying that.
Yeah.
So he did it in the National League.
And more of his career was in the American League.
Okay. and the year was 2001.
Well, yeah, he was really about half and half, American and National League.
Nobody has really sent me an answer on this one yet.
5 Cy Youngs, 10-time
in the
All-Star.
early 2000s. Randy Johnson.
Yep.
Jason got it. Now, I'm going to guess Jason's got the computer out this morning because he's throwing the year in there with it. So those don't count.
Yeah, he did it with Arizona.
Did it with Arizona.
But I see him more in a Seattle uniform than anything else. But
Yep.
yeah, he struck out 20. And that's the one, the game went 11 innings,
I
but
would've
he was pulled after 9.
Jason says no computer. How in the well, a phone counts.
Well, I said 2001
That
a couple
is a
times.
Yeah, you
computer.
did. You did. Hey, I'm just speaking of Jason. Credit to Jason for knowing that. He's got a memory like a bank, you know, and not like one of those banks that went bankrupt either a few months back. That's impressive. Those 20 strikeout games. I think I was watching one of Clemens' games when he actually did that.
It's funny that 5 guys have reached 20, but nobody's reached 21.
Yeah,
in 9 innings.
in 9 innings. Yeah. Well, just goes to show you. That's something we could see broke one day. We could see somebody get to 21. That's not one of those I would rule out, like the 56 game hitting streak or the 4,100 plus hits of Pete Rose. I don't think either one of those will ever be in jeopardy. And I know Cy Young's number of wins. Well, not unless they figure out a different way to record what is a win for a pitcher or something like that. But what do you have, 500 plus wins on the mound back during his day?
Nolan Ryan got to 19 strikeouts 4 times.
Wow. Still the strikeout king, right? When it comes to total in a career.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what that number is?
57-14.
You got that on there? So who is second in that? Cy Young? Just because of the number of innings he threw? I mean, I don't know. That'd be one of my guesses, but
give me a second.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to get into the American Legion Baseball playoffs here in our final 10 minutes of the show this morning.
Randy Johnson second.
Randy Johnson is second.
Roger Clemens is third.
Wow. Yeah. Well, you know what? I shouldn't even say wow. That's names you would expect to be there.
A surprising one to me is Greg Maddox is number 10.
Yeah, because he was
didn't
not
seem
a
like a
power
strikeout pitcher.
He was not a power pitcher.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that one does surprise me a little bit. Cherryville Post 100 last night with a 3-2 extra inning win. It went 9 innings last night in Cherryville's win. At Caldwell County last night, they now have a 2-0 lead in the best-of-5 series. Looking to close it out tonight when they play at home, 7 o'clock tonight. We'll have it for you here on WLON. Also, Mike, I want to give an update on a couple of the other quarterfinal series here, if I can not roll past them here.
All right.
First one we'll give you is Shelby, or Cleveland County, now known as Cleveland County. They have a 1-0 lead in their series, best-of-5 series against Matthews. They won game 1 on Thursday night by a score of, 5-0. Last night they were rained out in that game.
Yep.
Moving on down the list, Asheville has a 2-0 lead on Hickory in the best-of-5 series. Asheville defeated Hickory, a come-from-behind win in game 1. They trailed 4-0. They come back and won 7-4. Then last night, playing at Hickory, they won 3-2. So they're looking to close that one out. They play today at 5 o'clock.
I'm looking at Richard Walker's
Asheville.
Carolina Sports Hub. July 8th at Asheville. Asheville by forfeit. Asheville wins series 3-0.
Okay, so Hickory forfeited out. The game that's supposed to be played tonight.
That's right, July 8th.
Any reason put on there for?
No, don't know it.
Why that would have happened?
trying to get something on that. Let's see.
Yeah, Lenny said he got. I'm a little late on the text. Lenny guessed Randy Johnson on your trivia question, Brett, and Jason says Randy Johnson is now a credentialed photographer.
Yeah, I saw that.
And for what? Do you know what he does? I'm sure you saw it. What's his specialty? What does he specialize in? His photography.
Well, he was at a sporting event, I think.
Yeah, it's the NFL.
Picture. Is that what it was?
It's the NFL. How about that for being odd? So Mike tells me the Asheville Hickory series is over. Hickory has forfeited the third game tonight, I guess, due to lack of players.
Yeah, according to Carolina Sports Hub by Richard Walker.
Yep, give Richard the credit there, or the blame if it's wrong. Queen City, a state tournament representative last year from Area 4, now season on the brink here. They trail Rutherford 2-0. Rutherford defeated Hickory on Thursday night 7-3 at Queen City. Did I say that right? Rutherford defeated Queen City 7-3.
You had Hickory in there.
I thought I did.
Yeah.
And then last night it was Rutherford winning again, but by a score of 8-7 at home. So tonight, those first two games were played at Queen City.
Yeah.
So tonight's game will be at Rutherford, and should it go to a game 4 tomorrow, would also.
Well, that's a big edge for Rutherford.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
They
is.
won those
1-2
two games
on
on the road.
Yep. And Cherryville won on Thursday night by a score of 2-1 over Caldwell County. Last night they made it a 2-0 series with a 3-2 extra inning win for Cherryville. Mike, I don't know if you got your book out or anything like that or anything close by, but all I can say about Cherryville is they haven't really got the timely hits, but they have had phenomenal pitching in the first two games of this series.
Yeah, it has been. Good work last night out of starter Zane Brockman, and then, of course, Eli Newsom comes on in the sixth inning and holds on. He got the win. So, yeah.
Yep, I got Brockman. I thought there was a couple innings. He looked like he was laboring a little out there on the mound and struggled, but he really made some big pitches at crunch time to keep, Caldwell at bay.
Yeah,
Caldwell scored their 2 runs in the 6th and 7th to tie the game.
Yeah. And he had a couple strong middle innings in which he retired the side. He had 8.
Retired 8 in a row.
Retired 8 in a row.
And weren't 7 of those by strikeout? 6 or 7 by strikeout?
Didn't we say the Cherryville staff had like 15 strikeouts for the game? Something like that.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think they did have 15 strikeouts, and they had quite a few in game 1 as well. I don't remember the exact number, but they had quite a few strikeouts in game 1 as well. Help me with the starting pitcher in game 1. Lenny might have to tell me. I'm drawing a blank here. I don't have
Cherryville, it was with Joseph Webb, was it not?
On Thursday night? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Joseph Webb.
And then Wyatt Davis got the save?
No, Wyatt Davis got the save. You're exactly right. Both those guys pitched really good.
Now, who will they go with tonight? Who will the Cherryville coaching staff go with on the mound tonight?
Right.
Cannon Willis, perhaps, would be an option.
Yeah. I got this text last night. I don't want you guys to say anything because I'm not going to tell you who I got this text from. But it was right after the game. I got a text from a guy that said one of the biggest plays that goes unnoticed is playing the infield back up 1 run in the 8th inning. This is Cherryville that was ahead last night by 1 run in the 8th inning and decided with the bases loaded to not play the infield in, but they played the infield back. A lazy fly pop-up landed in the outfield grass. Would have landed in the outfield grass, was caught.
It was.
And if that ball falls, then it's no Cherryville win. Last night, Caldwell wins that game.
Good observation.
In the 8th inning. So, a lot of times, it's a decision you got to make. You going to bring the infield in and gun that guy down at home, or are you going to play regular depth, which you can get to a lot more baseballs, you know. And I would like to know, what all went into that decision for Coach Reynolds to do that, decide to play them back like that because, I guess it's just a gut feeling more than anything. But if you don't catch that pop-up on the edge of the grass, that game's over. Then they got, another out to close out that 8th inning and finally won it in the 9th. So who got the remind me again, you got the book there real quick, Cherryville, how they produced their run in the top. It was on a wild pitch, wasn't it? It was a wild pitch that
It was a
led to the 3-2 lead.
Mm-hmm.
And
In the top of the ninth.
Lenny says he's asking me a question. Do you think he will go with Wyatt Davis tonight, the young man that got the save in Cherryville a couple nights ago? Well, I'll say this: if I wouldn't be surprised, that would.
Yeah, that's my feeling.
Yep.
You also have Cannon Willis.
Yep.
In the rotation.
Yep.
Trying to think. I would say Davis or Willis.
I don't know
You get the
what
start.
happens. I don't know what happens tonight. We have no way of knowing what happens tonight. But I'm actually looking for more runs tonight from both teams.
It's got to be a breakout.
I'm looking at something like
sometime.
an 8-5,
4-3.
8-6. Yeah, Brett says
4-3.
more runs, 4-3. But that's still really not really piling them up, is it? But you just would think at some point somebody's got to come through with a few more clutch hits on both sides. I think both sides have had the opportunity, Mike.
Oh, yeah, well, we talked about
To
26 base runners left
yeah.
on.
They've got that golden opportunity here to put more runs on the board. It just hasn't happened, and it was really, really bad for Caldwell last night because they're the ones that left the bases loaded either 3 or 4 times in that game.
1, 2, 3 times.
Yep.
Left the bases loaded.
Yeah, Lenny says he thinks you go ahead and go for the kill tonight at home and not have to make the trip back up to Caldwell County again to get that game in.
Well, yes, ideally. You want to close it out.
Sure. There's many reasons. With pitch count today and all that kind of stuff, that's another reason. You get a couple days rest before you would start another series if they close it out tonight. So.
And you wonder, of course, Caldwell coming off a series that they got tested a little bit against. Who did they defeat in the previous series?
Caldwell defeated the Gaston Braves.
The Gaston Braves.
Yep.
And so,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. Unfortunately, we've seen 2 of the series end in forfeit.
Yeah, that's not
The
good.
Hickory now and the Gaston Braves and there's 2
Yeah.
separate ways, two
Different ways.
2 different causes, but end in
Yeah,
forfeit.
that's not good.
Don't forget to tune in tonight. We'll be on the air at 7 to bring you the action of Game 3, Caldwell County and Cherryville Post 100. For Mike Powell, Brett Keever, I'm David Keever. Thanks for tuning in this morning. We'll see you next week on Sports Talk.